All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to talk about something that drives so many of us absolutely crazy. That stubborn belly fat that just will not go away. You know the drill, right? You're eating clean, you're hitting your workouts, you're doing all the things you're supposed to do. But that fat around your midsection, it's like it has a mind of its own. It's a frustrating paradox. So, what if the issue isn't your effort? What if it's your entire approach? I mean, think about this. The most stubborn, and honestly the most dangerous fat in your body, isn't burned by pushing harder on the treadmill. Nope. Its fate, whether it gets stored or burned, is actually decided in the first few moments of your day, way before you even think about your morning coffee. Okay, so to really solve this, we have to know what we're actually up against. And listen, we're not talking about the fat that you can pinch on the surface. We're talking about something way deeper, something hidden. This stuff is called visceral fat. It's the internal fat that's packed in and around your vital organs, like your liver and your intestines. And here is the absolute key you need to understand. This fat plays by a completely different set of rules. It really doesn't care about your willpower. It cares about one thing: survival. Most of us think about fat as just this passive blob of energy storage, right? Like extra fuel in the tank that we need to burn off with sheer force. But the reality is, visceral fat is an active, living tissue. Think of it less like a pantry and more like a security guard. It's defensive tissue, and it's constantly listening for signals to decide what to do. So what's the number one signal that security guard is listening for? Threat. Anytime your body perceives stress, and that could be from a killer workout, a chaotic morning, or just mental stress, it sends a threat signal. And its ancient primal response is to lock down those deep energy reserves for survival. Okay, so if it's all about sending the right signals, that begs the question, when are the most important signals being sent? Well, the science is incredibly clear on this. It all boils down to one very specific, very critical window of time. The first hour after you wake up. Just 60 minutes, that's it. This short window literally sets the metabolic tone for your entire day. The signals you send in this first hour determine whether your body spends the next 12 hours in fat storage mode or in fat release mode. You see, visceral fat is basically covered in these tiny little antennas or receptors for two really important hormones: cortisol and insulin. Cortisol is your natural alarm clock. It gets you up and going in the morning. And insulin is kind of like the energy traffic cop. It tells your cells what to do with fuel. And first thing in the morning, your visceral fat is listening very, very closely to what they're saying. So let's look at two paths your morning can take. On the left, you've got your typical high-stress morning. You jump out of bed, you're rushing, you slam a coffee, maybe you go straight into a high-intensity workout. All of that spikes your cortisol and your insulin, sending a massive threat signal. Your body's response? Lockdown. But look at the right. A calm morning sends a signal of safety, and that tells your body, hey, we're good. You can let go of those emergency reserves. So, if brute force doesn't work, what does? Well, the answer is negotiation. You have to work with your body's biology, not declare war on it. You have to prove to it that the world is safe. And the routine that sends this safety signal is almost ridiculously simple. First, some gentle movement. Think a calm 20-minute walk. Second, get some natural sunlight in your eyes and on your skin. And third, just delay the stimulants. Hold off on that coffee or that intense workout for just a little while. That is it. Now, for all my fellow science nerds out there, here's why that gentle walk is so powerful. It activates something called GLUT4 pathways. In plain English, this lets your muscles soak up blood sugar for energy without needing a big surge of insulin to do it. You get the energy you need, but you skip the fat storage signal. It's a brilliant biological hack. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This goes against everything we've been told about no pain, no gain. So let's talk about why our instinct to go harder, especially in the morning, is actually the worst thing you can do for this specific kind of fat. When we're talking about visceral fat, that old mantra gets flipped completely on its head. The more pain or stress you apply with an intense morning routine, the more gain you're going to see in fat storage, because your body's just trying to protect itself. This chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. The force approach. Intense cardio sends cortisol through the roof. Your body goes into survival mode, and the result is your fat is locked in. Now compare that to the negotiation approach. A calm walk regulates cortisol. Your body enters release mode, and that fat is unlocked, ready to be used as fuel. It's a night and day difference. So what's the payoff here? I mean, this is great for those 20 minutes in the morning. But what about the rest of the day? Well, the benefits are way, way bigger than you might think. That simple morning routine doesn't just stop working once it's over. By sending that powerful safety signal first thing, you actually improve your body's metabolic flexibility for the next 12 hours. Which is just a fancy way of saying your body gets much better at switching between burning carbs and burning fat all day long. And the long-term benefits people feel are profound. It's not just about the fat. It's about having stable, consistent energy all day without that 3 p.m. crash. It's about getting rid of those intense sugar cravings. And it's about having much better control over your appetite in general. So I want to propose a simple experiment, a 7-day challenge. For just 1 week, try this calm 20-minute morning routine. And here's the most important rule. Forget the scale. Don't even look at it. Instead, just notice. Notice how you feel. Notice your energy. Notice your cravings. Notice how your body feels. That's the real data. Because at the end of the day, this is the fundamental truth. You can't punish visceral fat and disubmission. It's not a problem to be solved with force. It's a protective mechanism that can be switched off. It's released only when your body finally, truly believes that it's safe. So I'll leave you with this final thought. What if everything we've been taught about pushing harder and grinding it out is actually counterproductive for this one specific goal? What if the real key to unlocking your body's most stubborn fat isn't about adding more effort, but about strategically adding less stress?